Can you describe your experience with managing social media accounts?
While I may not have professional experience, I have actively managed my personal social media accounts for several years. Additionally, I've engaged in projects where I've managed social media for small local businesses or community groups.
How do you stay updated with the latest trends in social media?
I make it a habit to follow industry leaders, subscribe to relevant newsletters, and participate in online forums and discussions. I also regularly explore new features on various social media platforms to understand emerging trends.
What strategies would you employ to increase engagement on our social media channels?
Firstly, I would conduct an audit of the current content to identify what works well and what needs improvement. Then, I would focus on creating visually appealing and engaging content, leveraging user-generated content, and incorporating interactive elements like polls and Q&A sessions to encourage participation.
How would you handle negative comments or feedback on our social media platforms?
It's essential to address negative comments promptly and professionally. I would acknowledge the feedback, apologize if necessary, and offer to take the conversation offline to resolve the issue privately. Transparency and empathy are key in turning negative experiences into positive ones.
Can you give an example of a successful social media campaign you've worked on in the past?
In a project for a local charity event, I developed a social media campaign that included compelling storytelling through visuals and videos, targeted advertising to reach the relevant audience, and strategic collaborations with influencers and partner organizations. The campaign resulted in a significant increase in event attendance and donations.
How do you measure the success of a social media campaign?
Success metrics vary depending on the campaign goals, but common metrics include engagement rate, reach, click-through rate, conversion rate, and sentiment analysis. I believe in setting specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound SMART objectives to effectively evaluate the performance of each campaign.
What social media management tools are you familiar with?
I am proficient in using platforms like Hootsuite, Buffer, and Sprout Social for scheduling posts, monitoring conversations, and analyzing performance metrics. Additionally, I'm comfortable using native analytics tools provided by social media platforms to gather insights and optimize content strategy.
How would you handle a situation where a scheduled post receives negative feedback shortly after being published?
If a scheduled post generates negative feedback, I would immediately assess the situation to understand the concerns raised by the audience. Depending on the severity of the feedback, I would either edit the post to address the issue, respond to comments with empathy and transparency, or remove the post altogether if necessary.